Hello everybody, it's Thursday morning. Talk a little bit about last night's NBA games. The first game, Roy Hibbert, if he plays like that, there's no way the Wizards are going to win the series. He's just totally dominant underneath. The players on the Wizards just had no chance against him. I just don't think he's going to play like that. I do think the Wizards have a good chance to win at home. I don't know that they'll sweep. I think this series is going to go 7. Wizards have very good guard play, and Nene plays. He's excellent as well. He got a little banged up last night, but he continued to play. It looks pretty even to me. The one thing that bothers me, that really kind of sets me back on playing the Wizards in the series, is the experience factor. Indiana has the experience of being in the playoffs deep in the Eastern Conference last year. Those players are all there. They got a lot more experience than Washington has, and I think in the end that's going to make the difference where Indiana wins this series in 6 or 7. But I'm going to wait a little bit and see how Washington bounces back off of what I consider a pretty terrible. Even though they lost the game by only 4 and they covered the spread, which was 4.5 or 5, I wasn't impressed with Wall. I thought he played a pretty miserable game. He looked discombobulated, if that's a word. I think you know what I'm talking about. Turnovers, missed shots. I mean, there were opportunities where Washington could have actually turned that game around and won it by 8 or 10 points, but they just continually missed. Now, is that a inexperience factor, or is it just one of those off nights? It does happen. It happened in the other game too, with the Clippers coming off that big win on the road. You know, the zigzag has been working very well this year, but it works better when the team that needs to zig back in is the underdog. And last night, both of those teams were favored. One covered and one didn't. Tonight, we've got 2 teams on the road that lost the previous games, blowouts both. And you got to expect them to bounce back with at least a bigger effort, which is why a lot of people will be betting the dogs this evening. In the second game, the Clippers are totally getting out-rebounded on the boards. I mean, but in the first game, Oak City was plus 16, and they got blown out. In the second game, they were comfortably ahead most of the second half, and out-rebounded the Clippers by 16 again. Free throws, back and forth. Blake Griffin is being outplayed by Ibaka. He's shutting him down. He's just not stepping up. Now, the series goes back to L.A. This team has been through a lot. You never know what you're going to get with a team off this kind of emotion, but I'm going to guess that the Clippers are going to come back here with a big effort. They were embarrassed in Game 2 in Oak City. It was a big game for Oak City to win. The pressure was on them. They don't want to lose 2 at home and then go on the road down 2-0. So that was a big game for the Clippers. It was a natural play, laying the points. I did a lot of live betting in that game. I didn't do anything going in, but live betting I did start when the line went from the opening number all the way up to 8.5, and when Oak City was pulling ahead. But then the Clippers came back, and the line went all the way down to 3, and that's when I jumped in, and I started making some substantial plays on the Thunder -3 when the game was kind of even, 51-52, something like that, and they were coming off of a pretty bit of a run, so the line had come down. But that worked out very well for me, and so did the total, which I also played throughout the game when the line dipped. It didn't dip too much, though, because at one point it was kind of crazy. It went all the way from, I think, 214 to 226, so it was kind of nuts. But anyway, we have a lot of big game action going tonight, Friday night, the whole weekend. We've been on top of the NBA. We're pretty excited about it. And we've been cashing tickets and collecting money, and we want you on board. So keep coming back for more videos, and we'll see you a little bit later.